Sort.
Hi, my name is Asato Kitamura, and I'm working for a fashion designer and creative director at New York. Every single my artworks inspired by my negative experience, right? So when someone say that's beautiful, that means my negative experience is beautiful. That's the main, brand mission as well, like how we can approach the negativity which everybody has, and then try to discover the new value. This is sometime somewhere for 81 radio. I was born in Ishikawa Prefecture. It's a middle part of Japan and a very local town. And the vibe is similar to actually Kyoto. So there's so many traditional Japanese culture and craftsman there. And I was a child who loved to do painting and drawing because my grandmother and mother good at painting and drawing. So there's so many art media surrounds me when I was a little. So and I love art anyway and art and creation. So but my parents get divorced when I was 9 because of religious conflict. So my grandfamily believes in, and my parents believes in, like different religion. And even when I was born, like they're basically usually like grandfamily came to hospital to celebrate, my parents to say like, oh, congratulations, something like that. But my father rejects all because of they believe different God. So, and my father is very much into that religion. Actually, that religion require we have to pray like at least 1 hour before every meal. So morning and lunch, even before lunch, before dinner. So, and but someone don't do like every time because just lazy. So it depends on how that people believes in that religion so much, right? So, and then that was the main reason why my parents get divorced, that I believe. And I don't remember even one time that my father hugged me, and I was, very diverse to get, receive some affection from my father. So, but anyway, but therefore, I was always trying to like get some, try to see some value from this sort of like negative experience. Like I was always looking for, some way to how I can translate this sort of negativity into positivity. And I thought, oh, maybe art has some dysfunction to get, this sort of sort of a thing. So, and then after I graduated high school, I moved to Tokyo to study more about fashion. And then the reason why I decided to go to fashion as an art media is because, as I mentioned before, so I was, always, wanted to get some affection, not only physically, but also mentally. And I believe fashion is the art media that can, achieve this sort of stuff. Like, painting doesn't, hug someone, right? Is not a clothes. So when I make art, it should be wearable anyway. So and sometimes it's clothes. Sometimes someone say, "Oh, that's a sculpture." But whether how the title was, all every art media can be worn by someone. So that's why I decided to go to fashion, and I always use it as a negative experience as an inspiration. Because when I present my collection to in front of people, and also I receive some good word or for instance like, oh, that was so beautiful or so inspiring or something. So that means because my art every single my artworks inspired by my negative experience, right? So when someone say that's beautiful, that means my negative experience is beautiful. So this is how I translate the negativity into positivity. Then after I graduate my bachelor in Tokyo, I moved to New York and I went to and I applied for Parsons MFA. And in that thesis, like I always talk about how people how we as a creator to approach the fact that the problem that people. I always want to try to make people improve their self-affirmation because when I get a Parsons, there's COVID period of time. So there's so many people get depression or, their mental health is was not good. So, and I want to approach it as a creator. And I always have some, time to like discuss about it with the professors. And for instance, one specific look was, made out of bandage. So I use the bandage as a metaphor because bandage is the material to heal the actually wound, right? So, and I use it as a metaphor as a, how the function of the fashion that I believe that means, heal the mentally, the mental heal or, so yeah. Also, I use how to say corset. Like my professor gets some problem with her spine, and then she always wears some weird corset. And I ask her to borrow it, and I just use it as an inspiration, and I make some patterns from the corset, and because that corset actually heal my professor's pain. So I was like, oh, that's a good inspiration. So I was looking at the what's the negativity that people feel, and then what I can approach that negativity into like beauty. My thesis collection was the first collection of my brand. And then what I tried to do with the thesis is that obviously I want to, celebrate human life by adding new value to past trauma and negative experience and at the same time pay homage all about, like painful tears. So, and then what I can do is, I define the two self. Like I believe that everybody has double personality, and I define the one named the social self who is created by society, like who is created to communicate with society, versus original self who believes that we believe who we are. So and sometimes I believe people always want to be someone who we want to be, right? But it's so hard sometimes. Some random accident hit our life, and just getting some mad or their complicated emotion. So we can't control ourselves every time or all the time, right? And everybody has myself that who we actually don't like it, but I try to accept this every single myself, and then by visualizing the two self, social self versus original self, and then both of them beautiful and then support each other. So that's what I try to achieve with my thesis collection, and then that's the main brand mission as well, like how we can approach the negativity which everybody has, and then try to discover the new value by approaching the creative way. We spent almost 2 years to develop the thesis collection, right? And then we're gonna have a runway show, and then Julia Fox came to our runway show as a guest, and then that's the first time for me to look at her, and that's funniest things happen. Like after like few years, few years after from my graduating, like I was how to say I was casted. I was casted by documentary TV show named OMG Fashion, and then that was so random. And then I went there, and then Julia was the one who is hosting that event, not event like TV show, and then that was the second time for me. I don't know if she remember my face, but I believe she obviously remember my work, because my work is memorable, let's say. So I after I got this TV show, like Julia's stylist contact me and then borrows my shoes for some magazine shoot. So yeah, that's very like coincidence. But when I present my my almost like masterpiece, Julia was always there. That's so funny. So whenever I met the new people, I always look at how much energy do they have, or what sort of energy do they have. That's the one that I'm always looking at, and then that's how I motivate team as well. So whenever I met people, like I say what I can do very simply, and then I share my dream. And then I believe if, a person who try to want to achieve something very big, then that person should be able to good at managing team. So, I have to be good at control myself, and also when and also um I also I always ask them like if my dream come true, that your dream also come true or not. So that's the most important thing. So I share my dream and I ask what their dream is. Then if our dream is very close, then we can work together. And then if our direction is far away or different, then I shouldn't ask them to work together. Even I want them to work for my brand. So I always ask what they want to do before share what I want to do. Yeah, that's how and if our dream is very closer, then I don't even need to manage them because that was their dream. So my thesis collection was the first collection of my fashion brand, and I named episode 1 named Catharsis, and then now I already made episode 4, and then my new collection episode 5 is gonna be releasing like very soon. So and I think most of fashion brand like get a new concept or new theme for new collection, new seasons. So they made collection season by season with the new concept. But my brand is just, my brand concept is the same, like same as my thesis collection. So how we can approach negativity in creative way. So I keep try to develop this concept because what I want to do is just the same. I want to, discover a new value from negativity that everybody has. So, and then my, work, I update our works at our, website. So there's so many info on our website. So you guys can check out our, latest collection from my website. And also, I want to make, not only fashion but also art. Like for instance, when I get exhibition, like most of brand when they have exhibition, like then to rent the space and then invite for stylists and buyers, specifically for people working in fashion industry. But I wanna more, have an exhibition at art gallery. Like my first solo exhibition was also showcased in Ms. Kip's gallery, which is contemporary art gallery in New York. So I want to invite all the people to look at, our, theory. And then, I want people look at our artwork, garment as artwork, not only like clothes, fashion or, but also, artworks, We also made a specific shoes inspired by traditional Japanese shoes made named geisha boots. So then I made a shoes and everybody says, oh, that's good shoes. But for me, that's a wearable sculpture, So there's so many, aspect to look at our collection. So I want to make something, the between fashion field and art field. Yeah, and also one more memorable thing is that I was selected as a finalist for ITS, which is fashion competition, and I present my episode 1 Catharsis collection, which is my thesis collection, and then one of the judges was David Novazalia, who is the creative director for Balenciaga, and the award he gave it to me was, very like inspiring, and I treat it as a my treasure. And so after I was not a winner, unfortunately, but after finish my show, like his team was looking for me, and then they called me to say, Demna is looking for you, so you should come to our area. And I came to Demna, and he said you should find the right person to work together. So whenever I find new people or start new project, I always remember this word like, oh, if this person is the right person to work together or not. So I wish one day I want to work with him, and I want to show like that's the latest collection or how I develop, from the very first point, and how inspiring that what you gave me at the day is. So I just want to improve myself and improve my brand, and then one day I want to show everything to him and then say thank you, that was my dream.
AE1 sort.
At Sometimes Somewhere is produced by Audio Technica for AT1 Radio. It is recorded at AT1 Studio at Technica House, New York. Follow AT1 Radio and Audio Technica USA on all social media platforms. Thanks for listening.